What's going on? Blind and Independent here. I wanted to explain who I am and how things go. This channel will be about how visually impaired people can be independent, because we are viewed in society a lot of the times as people that can't do stuff for ourselves, and that a lot of the time is incorrect. Whether you're a cane user, guide dog user, or just ghost-sighted guide most of the time, which is basically where you either grab someone's wrist or you grab someone's elbow. That's how that works. So I wanted to get into who I am and some of my story real quick. So when I was born with a cancer called retinoblastoma. And retinoblastoma is basically a missing gene between my parents. I don't know much about the missing gene, and that I'm not a scientist. But basically, my mother had seen white stuff in my eyes. And the white stuff was the cancer cells. So she took me to a pediatrician, which then suggested that I went into a local hospital. Went into the local hospital. They said that my mother had nothing to worry about. I live in Michigan. We have some of the greatest doctors up here, especially down in Ann Arbor, U of M. Shout out to them, go blue. They told my mom at our local hospital that there was nothing wrong, there was nothing to worry about. Thank God my mother knew better than that. So, she had took me to another pediatrician, I don't want to say her name, and she suggested that I was sent down to U of M. So she gave us a referral down to an eye doctor down there. Very good eye doctor, still my eye doctor to this day. And they ran MRIs on my eyes and gave my mom the news. He's got cancer, retinoblastoma. 1 out of 10,000 kids are born with it. So then, my mom was devastated. So they just went ahead and removed the first eye at 9 months. That was my left eye. And they put in a prosthetic. My eye is plastic. Both of my eyes are plastic. Well, they're actually glass, but I don't know what you'd consider them. Anyway, so then everything was good and dandy. I didn't even know I was blind in my left eye. I was taught how to ride a bike when I was 2. I immediately took off with that. My dad taught me. And stuff like that. And so, one day I was riding, and I was riding in this hotel parking lot around with some kids I'd met. And everything got really blurry. And I kept flipping over my handlebars on this curb as we were doing the circle, because the hotel was it was like an oval, kind of like a NASCAR track. The hotel does not exist anymore. It had burnt down. But I kept flipping over my handlebars, and my dad came out and got me and was like, "What in the world?" And he brought me into the hotel room and placed stuff on the dresser, and I was sitting on the bed, and I couldn't see it. I had to get close to see it. And that's when my dad was like, "Oh no, as a parent, it's rough," because I had good vision in my right eye. I really did. And so when that happened, the doctor had already warned that there could possibly be another incident with my other eye. So it was just a matter of time, basically. So then, my dad had called my mom, and, you know, of course, I was always going in and getting cancer checkups to make sure that, you know, everything was good, but, at this time, everything was not good. They had my mom bring me down to Ann Arbor, and they did an MRI, and that was when the news was dropped that there was a tumor in my right eye. So when she'd got that news, of course she was devastated again, and the doctor had told her that they could possibly remove the cancer, and they were able to restore the vision in my right eye, which would not be the case at all. So they ended up planning a treatment, like a surgery down in Beaumont, and they ended up realizing that the eye was just too far gone. There was no way of fixing it, so they removed and implanted another prosthetic. My eyes can come out. I have to clean them once a day. I have to do that today. But, yeah, so, and even after they removed the eye, I still had cancer. It didn't take away the cancer, so I spent, let's see, from 3 until about 5 in Ann Arbor. Chemotherapy. They had me on chemotherapy treatments, and through an IV and a port. I still have the scar on my chest from where they had the port going in and running up to, I don't even know where it ran. You know, I was a young kid. You know, they were feeding me treatments, and they told my mom to pull the plug. They said, you know, his body keeps rejecting it, and, you know, there's no sense in completing this battle. My mom was not taking that for an answer. We were gonna fight basically until I was gone. Thank God that didn't happen. You know, their spiritual beliefs that I have, you know, must have had a guardian angel by my side or something, but we won't go into that, because this is not a religious channel. Anyway, so I had been put into Ann Arbor, into their cancer unit, and they were fighting this, and it was not working. Chemotherapy was not working. My body was rejecting it. I kept going into comas and waking up in the ICU unit. Crazy stuff like that. You know, it's all good. It's in the past, you know. I made it through. So my last coma, they came to my mom and told her that our next option was radiation. And I told my mom this has a chance of deforming its face, you know, a bunch of crazy stuff, because they're shooting radiation right into your eyes, so it can travel to the eye sockets and into the brain, because the cancer was going to the brain. And so they had sorry, I got a cold. They had tried that for 6 weeks, and we got the news that I was in remission. Greatest news you can ever hear, and at the time I was old enough to be able to remember this. I just want to say thank you to those doctors that you know, agreed with my mom and tried what they could to keep me alive. I'm still in remission. I got put in remission when I was 4, going on 5. And I've been in remission ever since. And it's great, you know. I'm very outgoing now, and it doesn't affect me. It's in the past. So that is how I went blind, was from cancer. And the biggest message I have to people would always to be to not look at somebody because of their difference. Don't pick out the differences in people. Pick out the greatnesses in people, because everybody has greatnesses. Everybody has beauty. Everybody has something to offer to society. It doesn't matter who they are. So, I'm gonna upload probably twice a week. I'm starting this, and basically is what this is gonna be about is, I ride BMX. I'm fully blind. I'm gonna upload videos of that. I'm gonna upload videos of me traveling with my cane, because I am a cane user. I'm not old enough to get a guide dog yet. You have to be 18. I'm going to interview other blind people. I have some blind friends that are in the racing community that work on cars. I know some blind people that take care of their own families. So I'm just going to be doing that, and I want to bring awareness to people that just because we're blind does not mean that we're entirely different, and does not mean that people with vision are better than us. Thanks for watching. Please share, comment, ask any questions you may have. I will get to them questions as soon as possible. Thanks. Have a great day.